All right, battle buddies, I'm about to go a little on the nerd side for you, and we're going to talk about the Pareto Effect today. Most of us know that as the 80-20 rule. As you know, 80% of your nonsense can deal with 20% of your customer base. Or you can look at it in a positive manner, where 80% of your sales or good people or good stuff come from that 20%. Does that make sense? 80-20, right? So you can focus on the bad, the negative, or you can focus on the positive here. So when it comes to employment, you should be taking the same approach, okay? You probably do it with your friends, your family. I hang out with only a few of my family members. I come from a really big Irish Catholic family, so you can imagine. My grandma had 14 kids. There's a lot of cousins that I got. And I got some pretty sweet cousins, and then I got the rest of them, okay? And those of you who know who you are, you know who you are. We hang out. Anyways, so your job search should be the same way you already select other pieces of stuff that's important to you in your life, all right? So that being said, if you want to get wrapped up in the, oh, I'm not certified, I'm not qualified, I'm not this, I'm not that. It's all this typical veteran nonsense that I get when guys come into the program here. It is absolutely astonishing to me that the greatest enforcement force that the world has ever seen, the U.S. military, that when guys like disconnect from that, they somehow lose their identity and they lose their confidence. It makes no sense to me, okay? So the mindset of the veteran is that, oh, I went down to the M2 range and got qualified on the M2, on a 50 cal full machine gun, if you guys didn't know what that is. But chances are, before you walk down that range, you can figure out how to grab that handle and do this with your thumbs, right? It's not that hard. Just shoot, point, and walk the tracers in. That's all it takes. It literally, you get qualified in a day in the Army anyways. Marines probably takes you guys a couple weeks. There you go, David. Anyway, so if you want to get into employment bingo card, right? You get these, it's like building a sports car online. Let's say you go and, you go onto the Ferrari website. I've never tried it, but I know I've done it on GM, and I've looked at Corvettes. I'm like, you know what? It'd be sweet to have the big engine, the Stingray, all of the high-performance nonsense that comes in the thing. I live in Minnesota, so we get to drive them for about 2, maybe 3 weeks if we're lucky. So it just doesn't make sense from a pragmatic perspective, right? But then you go, and you're like, holy shit. That's $1,800 a month. That's way too expensive for me. So what you're doing is you're creating this fantasy that just is untouchable for most of us. And these hiring managers and HR people, they do the same thing, right? They put their build list out there, and they're like, oh, well, we're replacing a dude here who has 25 years of experience within the company. He knows where every single switch has been put in the production line. He knows where all the bodies are buried in the backyard, right? He knows where all the dirty secrets are, knows all that crap. We need to find a replacement for Bob. If we can't find someone, then we got to hire like 8 guys to do what Bob does, okay? So they start creating this list of, well, even though Bob's just a average Joe maintenance guy, he went and got a master's degree. So obviously that made Bob what he is. Then he went to this trade school when he was 18. We want that too. Plus the dude was in the Navy, and they keep ships floating, so he could probably keep our building from melting down or sinking or whatever, right? So they come up with this crazy, crazy shit. So think about this. When you're 18, right? Or what's the boss ask you? A few things. How often you tardy? How often you sick? What's your GPA? That's cover for, are you going to show up on time? Are you going to call in sick? And what kind of effort are you going to put into doing your job? Do you take pride in this? Are you a practice player, or do you start on Sunday? right? And the only way that this person can do that if they don't know you is to look at your build sheet. Okay, aka a resume. Get out of the resume game. Your resume shouldn't be much more than just like your business card. Here you go. Look, shows on there. I got that MBA that you guys are looking for. Cool. But the MBA doesn't make me what I am. It's a part of me, but it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily more qualified than the dude that's sitting next to me that never went to school at all. So as a veteran, the things that you need to focus on is those soft skills that you've got. Are you competent? Are you capable? Are you going to show up? Or are you going to put in every single thing that you can put in at the end of the day till the damn job is done? Because when you're out on deployment, you're not out on patrol, and you're like, oh shit, boys, it's 4 o'clock. We got about a 45-minute roll back, and then we got to get all of our shit out. That takes us 15 minutes. We're done for the day. Doesn't work that way. You go out, it's mission first, complete the mission. Charlie, Mike, everyone of you guys knows what that is. And you just do it till the job gets done. Okay? So, what you need to do here, your strategy. If you're applying online and that's it, you're as wrong can be. You can't be doing anything worse for your time. You're almost as effective as just laying in the bed all day long. You're like, if that's a 1 out of 10, applying online is a 2 out of 10. Applying online hardly increases your chances at all unless you want to make $11 an hour. You want to go down, sling burgers at fucking Wendy's, that is your number one way to do it. Apply online, they'll hire you in a half a second. My kid, he's almost 16, they tell him same thing. Go apply online, we'll call you. 16, he's not a vet. He doesn't have any skills. Don't put yourself in the same category as my son. It doesn't make sense. So, if you want to increase your chances, which every single one of you do, I see it all the time. I see guys come into the program, they'll go from 30 to 60. They'll go from 60 to $150,000. I have a guy that came in 12 months ago, I'm not joking, laying on his mom's couch in the basement because life kind of kicked him in the balls a little bit, right? Happens to all of us. Dude grabbed himself by the bootstraps as soon as he found battle buddies, and this dude is going to make so much money, it's at the level of stupid. I'm not going to disclose what it is, but it's mind-blowing. You are the only one that's in your way. You. I said it. It is what it is. You know how I know that? Because I've done this shit myself. Every guy that's come in the program, beat up. Doesn't want to get out of bed. Take the easy way out. Apply for a fucking job online. Whatever. Stop. It's not going to work. Find people in your life who care about you. Have conversations with them. They will help. They'll help. Who isn't going to help the American veteran? Tell me. If they're not going to help us, call the FBI on them. They're terrorists. Straight up. You secured their future for them. You did it. Take some help. You're not asking for a handout. Not a handout. You're just asking for help. If your boy's down on the ground because he was shot in the foot, leg, whatever, you gonna let him lay there, bleed out? No, you're gonna grab his ass, throw him in the back of the Humvee and patch him up. That's all I'm saying, okay? Don't be afraid to grab your boy's hand. So get out of playing bingo. Quit trying to chase the shit where everything's covered. Contact your friends, know who they are, and focus on what you can do. You focus on what you can do, it will happen. 12 months from now, call me and we'll laugh. If you're in my neighborhood, we'll go grab a beer and laugh our asses off about this. So anyways, there's more videos in the announcement section, guys. Make sure you watch them. Get your friends to show up. Come on and enjoy the page and send out those invites. And thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And give me some feedback in the bottom if you need it. Have a great day and kick some ass this week, Battle Buddies.